Hello, hello. It's Tuesday night once again. What's up, people? It's Tuesday.
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
Hey, Stephanie.
How
Good
y'all doing this evening?
evening. Good evening. While we're waiting, for those of you who don't know who we
Oh,
are key players, and we have been married now for 17 years.
oh
We
yeah, that's
just
right. Last time,
celebrated.
that's right, that's
Yes,
right,
we just
that's right.
celebrated our 17th
I
year
forgot
anniversary.
that
Woo
we
woo!
the last time we went live, it was what, the week of?
Yeah,
Was it
I
the week
think
of?
the
Yeah.
week before, the week
Yeah, the
of, or
week, yeah,
something like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
I
yeah, yeah,
don't know.
yeah.
Anyway, I'm Keisha,
Love your hair, Keish.
and this is my husband Savalis, and we are all things marriage. We don't claim to know everything. Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you.
Stephanie, you
Um,
didn't say nothing about my hair, but it's all right though. I
Thank you.
got thick
Oh, I
skin, it's
thought you
all
were
right.
saying that. Hey, Zakia. Hey,
Saying what?
Lawanda. Saying that you love my hair. But anyway,
I
thank you,
love you
Stephanie.
and
Thank
your
you.
hair.
I appreciate you
Yeah,
guys.
the water said it too. Okay.
Okay, y'all. Okay. I fixed it up a little bit. I fixed
What's
it up.
up?
Hey, Dinah. I fixed it up a little bit. I did. I did.
Oh my goodness.
Like I said, we're not claiming to know everything, but we can tell you from our journey and our experiences, where where we're coming from. It's just
Y'all
our
are hilarious.
and we are Symbis certified facilitators. You want to tell them more about that?
Um, First of all, if you're on, please share the live, like and share. Please, thanks for the happy anniversary. If
Thank
you on,
you.
please share, and share. Like, what's up, Zai? So, stands for Starting Your Marriage Before It Starts. It's a certification
Saving.
I'm sorry, Saving Your Marriage Before It Starts. Certification. I think we did like maybe 2 years ago. It is for engaged couples.
Yep.
If you are interested, please reach out to us, and we can run you through the course. There is a small fee, but actually, my personal opinion is it's good if you are married. If maybe you need a little touch up to understand some things that or how you and your spouse may operate in your marriage. Um, but it is designed for engaged couples. So if you are interested and you are engaged to be married, husband and wives, reach out to us. We can get your email, send you the test, you take it, you send the information back to us, and we set up a time to meet and go through it.
Read what Donna said. Thank you, Dylan.
I love your Keisha Savage and
Yeah.
fade this time. I'm getting it cut in the morning, get it tapered in the morning.
Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you, thank
So
you.
yeah, that is what we do. We are excited about still after 17 years, excited about still being married,
Yep.
excited about making the next 17 years better than the first 17. Um, excited about pouring into other couples and having you all pour into us also. Because, like my wife said, we don't know it all, but we know a little bit.
From
Being
our
from our
experiences.
experiences, being together 21 years, 17 married. So
Yep.
um,
Hey, Katina,
hey,
what's up?
Katina, yeah. So that's who we are. We go live every other Tuesday. We've been doing good, thank God.
We've been consistent,
Um,
y'all, because y'all push us. So thank you for
Absolutely.
that. Thank you. Y'all help us in that.
Absolutely.
In that as
The
well.
things that you all say to us, you have no clue how much it encourages
Hey,
us
Derek and Nikki.
and Derek and Nikki and helps us. So we're grateful.
Okay, so listen. I'm excited about this, y'all. Drum roll. Guess what, y'all? We have one more space to fill for our Unlocked Marriage Retreat.
Yep.
Woo-hoo! So we have 6 couples that have signed up already. We have one more space. That's it. Just one left. And we are super, super, super excited. We have already started purchasing items and because we want to make it more personable and we want the couples to feel a sense of togetherness and unity. And
Mm-hmm.
we just this is our first one that we are actually hosting
Solo.
solo.
Yes.
So we want to have those special touches. We are putting our
Mm-hmm.
heart and our soul into this. We wanted to make it one of the a one to remember. It's gonna
Right.
be one to remember, right?
Right. That's
So
right.
we are super excited. And like I said, we only have one space left
You give me information.
and it is October the 11th through 13th, and it's gonna be in Virginia Beach, Virginia, in a private beach in Virginia Beach, Virginia, and we will have a private chef, and there's going to be food and a nice welcome gift and key moment sessions and just a meet and greet night. We're just going to have a very good time.
Mhm.
So, and if you know anything about Savalas and myself, we like to have a good time, and we operate in the spirit of excellence. So I am ready.
How do they get the ticket if they
I
want?
am
Yeah.
so ready. So you get the ticket by going to our website, and he always remembers that. So
www.keyplayers.com/retreat.
retreats.
If you
Yes.
can't make it, like we always say, you can share the flyer. You can tell another married couple about it. And
Yes.
before we get into our topic for tonight, I want to real quick touch on talking about the retreat. So the last time we went live was 2 weeks ago, and we only had 3 spots filled at that moment. We had 4, but another couple weren't able to make it, so we only had 3 spots filled. So I came home maybe last week or that week, whenever, and I was like, if we don't feel like these slots, I think we may want to either cancel or postpone, whatever, because it doesn't make sense to pay all this money for this house just for 3 couples.
Right.
So my wife said, okay, well, let's do this. She said, let's pray about it. She said, let's come together and let's pray about it.
Yeah.
I said, okay, cool. We prayed about it that night, right?
Yep.
I think it may have been
Together,
last
we
week.
prayed,
Together, we
yep.
prayed about it that night. The next day, I promise you,
For
within the
real.
next couple of days, we sold 3
It
spots
happened
just like that.
like that.
Just like that.
Back to back to back.
Back to back to back. I mean, I'm not exaggerating. We prayed that night. We woke up the next morning, and then the next couple of days, I don't even know if it was days.
Look at God. You got that right.
My point for telling you all this is to speak about the power of prayer as couples and unity.
Yep, absolutely.
I could have easily been like, no, I ain't praying about nothing. No, forget it, whatever, whatever. But there is a power in prayer, praying together as a couple and being on the same page and having unity in your marriage. So because we do have that, look what happened.
Yep.
I mean, yeah, we prayed that night and boom, the next day, bam, 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 bam.
Yep.
She was calling me like every day, whatever, whatever. This person want to go, blah, 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 blah.
And
blah.
I'm telling you, these people paid, like they paid. It
Right.
wasn't even no hesitation. So I'm so excited. Yes, he will. Won't he do
So
it?
just
Yes,
to
he
put
will.
that little bug in your ear as couples, if something is not going right in your marriage, in your family, I'm telling you, there is power in prayer, and especially praying together as a couple and being on the same page. So I just wanted to put that out there before we get started talking about what we're talking about tonight.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely.
there
That's
you go.
very good.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna piggyback.
No,
on
go
that.
ahead. Go
And
ahead.
then that also let you know that if you're on the right track.
Right, exactly. That's
right?
true. That's
It'll
right.
let you know because God confirms some things, and He'll let you know if you're on the right track. And then sometimes if you just stop and listen to what He's saying and be obedient to what He's saying, then doors will open.
And that goes for what we do here, because we don't know if this is effective. Going live. We don't know if the things we post is effective. About a month or two, I won't say the name of the couple, but someone's husband called me out of the blue just to say hello and to tell me and to thank me and Keisha for what we do, and say that it saved his marriage.
Wow.
And that's what I said. And we don't take credit. This is God, not us. But that stuff like that means something, to let you know that what you are saying and what you are doing is effective, and it is having a positive effect on people and their marriage. That meant a lot. That was a strong statement. What you all do saved our marriage. It just blew me away. So.
And we appreciated that.
We appreciated that.
Yeah. Because sometimes you want to give up. But anyway, that's a whole nother story.
Yeah.
So our topic for tonight is well, what did you put? Things that make you lose respect for your spouse. Or losing respect for your spouse.
Yes.
Losing respect for your spouse.
Because it does happen, unfortunately.
And it's so easy to happen.
And it's so easy
before
to
you know it, right?
Before you know
Before you know it. So it's losing respect for your spouse. So
correct.
You want to start off. I'm having a flash. I'm sorry, y'all. I might have to go get my pen. Go ahead.
Do you need to go get
your pen? Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So when
doing it right now, but it's all right.
Go ahead, get it. I'll talk. So for whatever reason, when I was looking up, this topic today, it kept telling me stuff or reasons women lose respect for their husband. And I was like, well, that's not just, what we talking about. We talking about both spouses.
Mhm.
But it kept throwing that at me. So that was throwing me off a little bit because I was like, well, do men lose respect for their wives?
Absolutely.
And yeah, and absolutely they do. But for whatever reason, it just kept throwing women for their husband, women for their husband. But anyway, so we're going to get started. So things that you can do that make your spouse lose respect for you. Now, let's get the obvious ones out of the way.
Cheating.
Cheating. We
That's
all know
obvious.
that. Infidelity in the marriage can definitely cause either man, a husband or wife to lose respect for you.
Absolutely.
Not being honest, being a liar. These are obvious ones. Not being truthful, not being able to trust you. Of course, that will cause your spouse, husband or wife, to lose respect for you. We know, everybody knows that.
Right, exactly.
You know,
I said I put on my list that when I was doing it,
okay,
I put inconsistency
okay, explain.
because where I'm from, your word is
That's
your
a good one.
bond,
Right,
right? From the era that I'm from,
right.
your word is your bond. Now I'm telling my
Age,
age,
'cause
but
nobody
it's
says
all
that
good.
anymore.
Yeah, whatever. Word is bond. Anyway,
Yeah.
so you don't say that you're gonna do something and then do the total opposite.
Consistently being
Right.
inconsistent.
Inconsistent.
Consistently
right?
being inconsistent.
So to me, that's you telling a lie. You telling a lie. That's a lie.
Right. Exactly. That's right.
So that would make me lose a little respect for you.
Right.
In some sense.
Right. Taking your spouse for granted can cause them to lose respect for you. Not being appreciative of what they bring into the marriage.
Good.
Not being appreciative of what they bring, small or large. And that can happen, especially I think if you've been together for a while, that can happen. For instance, it's always a good thing to let your spouse know you appreciate he or her for what they do, big or small. For instance, my wife called me today, maybe 10 minutes before, well, no, maybe 15 minutes before I was leaving work. And I called her back. I was like, what's up? She was like, I'm going to get dinner. What you want? I want this, blah, 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 blah.
That's because I want to cook.
I mean, well, whatever. That's another topic. And when I got home, she came home, walked through the door. I thank you for bringing me dinner.
Yeah.
Small stuff like that to let her know that I don't take that for granted. I could have easily fixed me a sandwich, but she thought enough to go out and bring dinner. Thank you. Let her know I don't take you for granted. I don't take that for granted. I'm appreciative of that. And when you stop doing stuff like that, it can cause problems. It can make your spouse lose respect for you.
Absolutely. I put, I'm coming, but this is for men and women. For me, I didn't do like no women list, no men list, because it could go both ways. I put gaslighting and taking no accountability. Becoming defensive in your emotions. So if your spouse is trying to come to you and try to verbalize, how to feel, you automatically jump to the defense.
Right.
All the time.
Right.
That gets to be a little tiring.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I put talking over your spouse. Talking over your spouse. So when they come to you and they try to express themselves, you just totally dismissive and talking over your spouse, not listening to anything that they're saying or taking in anything that they're saying. Always correcting them as if you are better than them. You marry this person.
Right.
So we equal. Right. You saw something in them before you got married.
Right.
So that's one of them.
On my list too.
Right. Yeah. That's one of them.
Right. Another one that we had on our list is talking rough to your spouse, having a rough tongue to your spouse. Now, when I looked it up, that was a woman doing that to a man. Oh, no, yeah, a woman. But it can go both ways.
It can go both ways.
Because sometimes the husband can be a little rough with the mouth, and the wife can be rough with the mouth too.
Absolutely.
So you always have to monitor your tone when speaking to your spouse. Now, I know our emotions can take over, especially when you're upset about something. Your emotions can get involved, but there has to be something that clicks in your brain to bring it down. Especially I'm gonna use because I talk loud anyway. So there have been times when she was like, you ain't gotta yell, and you have to be mindful of that. Talking the way you speak to your spouse, because what's gonna happen is they're not gonna pay attention to what you said. They're gonna pay attention to the way you said it.
Yep.
And then the message will be lost.
And Stay with the facts, not the feeling in the conversation. Absolutely. Stay with the facts.
Stay with the facts, not the feelings in the
That's
conversation.
good.
Excellent.
That's very good.
Now, I'm going to say this.
Go ahead, say it.
I think it's easier. Y'all back me up on this. I think that's easier for men to do.
What? Stay with the facts?
Yes, men are just, practical. I think men stay with
Oh,
the
no,
facts
but
more
we
so.
keep receipts. We
That's,
shouldn't keep receipts.
this person just said stay with the facts, not the
The
feelings.
facts are receipts.
No, the receipts is a feeling.
What y'all think? Hey, Sonya.
Hey, Sonya. See, we getting off. Keeping receipts is not good in marriage unless you
Well,
use it for
I'm not
tax
saying
purposes.
I'm not saying like storing. I'm just saying like if you're having a conversation, stay with the facts. Stick to the facts. Don't get all defensive. Once again, your emotions, your feelings. That's what I'm saying.
But you threw keeping receipts in there.
Well,
That threw me off.
I'm sorry, I used the wrong choice of words.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like
used the
that.
wrong-
Stay with the facts, not the feelings.
I like it too. I like that a lot.
Which when we are passionate about a topic or subject and we have a tendency to deal more from the feeling aspect as opposed to the facts. Because a lot of times we don't want to deal with the facts, because if we deal with the fact is you wrong. About you. And
then
that's
if
why
you have an issue with being wrong, that's
yes,
where the emotions come in.
yes, that's when your feelings get involved because you don't want to be wrong.
Absolutely. She said, but don't feelings play a part when discussing the facts? That's what Katina asked.
Katina, say it again.
She said, don't feelings play a part when discussing the facts?
They do, but a lot of times your feelings are not accurate. It's almost like an opinion. Your opinion is what you come up with and you are entitled to it, but it doesn't mean it's factual.
Sonya says she's a receipt keeper.
Sonya, unless it's for tax purposes, I don't know. That can be troublesome because why didn't you deal with it when it happened? We all over the place tonight, but I'm just based off y'all comments. Keeping receipts we might have to do a topic on that one night. Keeping receipts can be dangerous too. But anyway.
Hey, April. But what if something comes up right then and then you present the facts right then, but the person is still denying, like in your face? That's almost like lying. Saying,
yeah, that's true.
No, that's almost like lying.
That's true. That's true.
You understand what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So, I mean, it all goes the same way. Did I say always correcting your spouse?
Yes, you did. Yes.
Always correcting your spouse.
Yep.
So that's one of the things that
Yep.
will make a person lose respect for their spouse. If they're always correcting their spouse, like, and especially in front of people. Lord have mercy. Please don't do that.
Now, why, Derek said, why do people keep receipts if not keeping for taxes? That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
We might have to do a topic on that. I think that is
okay. I put having a plan, having no plan. For me, now as a woman, what?
Go ahead, finish what you about to say.
No, for me, I'm talking about me as a woman. Like I need a man I need you to have a plan. If you are the person who is God first, then you're the head of this house. Like I need you to have a plan. Like I shouldn't always be the one having the plan. That doesn't work for me, right? That doesn't work for me. And because I feel like that comes as a lack of support.
That's the one.
And it may not be the lack of support, but if you don't have a plan, like I like security, and as most women, y'all agree with me. I don't know if y'all do or don't, but I'm the type of woman I like security, and I don't like for a person to avoid situations. I want you to tackle them head on. We can do it together. That's what we're supposed to do. So that's for me. Make me start diminishing respect for a spouse. Right.
And the flip side of that,
it's hard to follow a leader that's not leading.
Exactly, that's right. But here's the thing.
Okay, explain to
as
me.
Women, because you said you made it specific to women.
Okay.
And we've talked about this before, and
we've had experienced this before.
So we can talk about it.
So we can talk about it. So I can give an example.
Sure.
So so many moons ago, many moons ago when we first got married or whatever, like I said, I like security. So it's the way that I'm built. I mean, so I felt as if, but it was a lot on me too, because
let me talk about you. You go ahead and tell your
part. I can tell it was a lot on me too, but I felt as if So, for example, somebody tried to break into a house.
Mhm.
I'm gonna put that one out there. Somebody tried to break in our house. They didn't successfully break in, but they tried to. And so we needed to replace the door. And I'm like, okay. I was trying to wait, but I took over the situation because I felt as if, okay,
I was dragging my feet.
yeah, he was dragging his feet. Like, he's not moving fast enough for me. Like, first of all, I'm feeling insecure because somebody tried to break in here. And then just, I'm like, okay, come on. We need to have a plan, whether we have the money or not, but something, we need to come up with something. We
Right.
can't, so that was me. And we had that a lot in our marriage in the beginning, but I
Mhm.
had to realize that I was trying to take control of the situation. So
And that's where I was going.
right. Okay.
Yeah.
I know you would.
Yeah, that's
but
where I was going. Yeah.
I got him.
And see, if you're going to say you want a leader, then you have to accept everything that comes with being a follower. You understand what I'm saying? If you want
Ooh, that's hard.
if you want a leader, I'm talking to because y'all split it up. So I'm talking to the wives. If you want a leader, then you have to accept everything that comes with being a follower. Now, that's not. Go ahead.
This is Nikki. If it needs to be fixed, fix it. That's how I am.
I'm gonna come back to that. So now that doesn't diminish you as a person. That doesn't diminish you as a human being. It's saying if this is what you want, then you have to accept the fact that as a leader, I may not make all decisions that you agree with.
You have to recognize yourself as a good number two.
You have to recognize yourself as a good number two.
Yes.
Some people have a problem with being a strong number two when they are used to being a number one.
Yes.
Now, in her defense,
and that was my issue. Yes.
In her defense, she had been the number one for so many years that it took some time for her to relinquish that spot.
And that was very hard.
But what is it? My glass is dirty.
Hard. But why do y'all leaders be so slow with the leading?
Here, that depends on the person's personality. I'm gonna say that.
Okay.
Because just because I do something fast don't mean it's right. I'm gonna say that again. Just because it's done fast doesn't mean it's done right. And so if someone's personality is to assess the situation and see what works best, let him or her do that. A rush is not always a good thing. So again, do you want a leader? Is that what you want? Do you want a leader? If so, you got to be a follower. Now, that doesn't mean I can't defer to you and say, well, what do you think? This is what I think. What do you think? That's true leadership. Because I'm going to come to you and be like, well, I've never been that type of man that I'm the man, what I say goes. I'm not that type of person because I have come to my senses that I don't know everything.
Absolutely.
Facts is there are some things she knows better than me and just better at than me, period. So, to your point, just because it's done slow doesn't mean it's not done right.
Dylan said, just looking at the comments, some people define leader differently.
Excellent. Excellent. Everybody's view of leadership is not the same. Barking and being loud or, well, we just going to do this then. That's not true leadership. True leadership is assessing the situation and finding out what works best for the situation. To me, that's my view of leadership. We're both leaders in this house. I just happen to be the husband. There are certain things that she just leads on.
Leads better.
There you go. Thank you. Leads better. She's equipped to do better. Period. What's that?
LaDonna, leadership requires wisdom, not just making a decision.
That's what I just said.
Absolutely.
Wisdom. Yeah. Continue.
Okay. Do you think leadership is viewed differently in this day and time compared to years ago?
Not only leadership, but marriage in general. So that's a whole nother.
Woo! Yes.
People don't take leadership or marriage as seriously as they used to. Here's part of the problem. I'm going to blame social media. Because these days, everybody's a leader. If you got an iPhone, an Android, or a laptop, you are viewed as a leader.
No Android, because they're going to say that.
Well, whatever. We still team Android over here. Everybody thinks they're a leader. Social media has done great things and it's benefited a lot of people. But the bad side to social media is it made a lot of people speakers who should be listeners.
That's good.
Social media made a lot of people speakers who should be listeners. It made a lot of people leaders who should be followers. That's the world as we see it today. And that's why leadership it's not seen or taken as serious, or it's viewed differently to your point the way it is.
In the home,
In the
schools,
home, in
everywhere.
marriage, you know,
Absolutely.
it's almost, you sound like a caveman now if you say, my husband is the leader of the home. They look at you like you got a disease,
3 heads.
like you got 3 heads. As the individual,
Yeah.
I would love to be in the second position, you know, because to be spiritual for a moment, if God was to come to every married couple's home and say, why is this home in disarray, or how's this house?
Who
He
you
gonna
gonna-
start with me first.
Absolutely.
I have to answer for that. I have to be accountable for that. I can't say, well, Keisha ain't doing. No, you the man, you the leader. Why is this home not in order? So it's not a bad thing.
I don't forget what we were.
Yeah, we all over the place now.
That's very good,
But
y'all.
you all, we just following what you are speaking. But that's how it is. I feel that.
Oh, I said lack of having no plan.
Oh, yeah, that's
things
what
that
it
make
was.
you lose respect for
Yeah.
your spouse. Having no plan, lack of support, avoiding things rather than tackling them head on. And I did put this in
So true,
parentheses.
Diamond.
Yes, I put this in parentheses from a woman's perspective, or some women's perspective. You can do bad by yourself. So feelings of having to do everything. Right, and it's almost like you holding. This is the analogy I use. It's almost like you holding your breath, and you can't release.
Right.
Right.
It's almost like what we said. Excuse me. I'm sorry.
No,
it's almost like being the mother to your spouse, or
exactly.
the parent, I should say, to your spouse.
And taking on another child.
Taking on another child as opposed to another adult.
Right. Absolutely.
A partner. You know.
These are some things that are definitely.
These are some things that take place in marriage.
Yes, believe it or
and
not.
It can cause he or she to lose respect for that individual.
Right. We already said using harsh words, correct?
We did.
Because we said the power of life and death is in the tongue.
Correct.
So you have to really watch what you say to your spouse.
Correct.
Right?
Yes.
So and sometimes that's difficult, but you have to make a conscious effort to do that.
That's right.
You know, not standing up for your spouse in front of people, especially.
Oh, that's a good.
Or in front of family.
Yes.
If you're gonna let your family sit there and dog your spouse out, or friends for all that matter, right?
Right.
That's another one that can help you push that losing respect for your spouse.
Somebody put something so true. Okay, I'm gonna go with something that I thought about that maybe y'all can help. And I brought this from, I guess you could look at it from a husband or wife perspective, but I wrote it thinking, what would cause a wife to lose or not have respect for her spouse? And I wrote down the way her dad treated her mom.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying? The way she saw marriage, the way she saw her mother treated, the way she saw her mother supported or not supported, the way she saw her mother honored or not honored, if he was bad with money, if he was bad with keeping his penis in his pants, if he had if he was abusive verbally and or physically, that could cause her to go into the marriage already with a lack of respect for her husband based on what she grew up seeing.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we was trying to keep this like back, but when I wrote that, it made me think about a woman or a wife and what would cause her to already have a lack of respect for her spouse. Because some people, whether y'all know, you go into the marriage already with a lack of respect for them in certain areas.
Yeah, but that could go both ways.
That can go both ways.
Man, because he could be told that a woman ain't nothing, or you know what I mean. So you.
That's true.
Get married thinking, that. So that could go both ways as well.
Or if you marry, or if you saw and your mother was like mean and would belittle her husband and your dad in front of people, like Keisha just said, or would talk to him any kind of way, don't matter, just had no regard or respect for him whatsoever, that can make you feel a certain way about your wife going into the marriage. Here's another one I wrote down based off the view of a woman. If what would cause her to lose or not even have respect for her husband, if he doesn't take care of his kids, like say he had outside children,
yes,
and he doesn't take care of them the way he's supposed to, that can cause you to lose respect for him also.
Yes. Nikki says, or maybe a wife can feel that her husband don't measure up to her dad.
That's a good one.
That is a good one, Nikki.
That too. For instance, if your dad was the fix-it dad, if your dad, all he needed was a hammer and a nail, he could build your house. If your dad can work on a car from the headlight to the
Yeah.
bumper. If he was that type, then if you married me, you might look at me a certain. You may feel a little disrespectful, this funny way towards me because I'm not a fixer guy.
Mhm.
I wasn't born with that. I wasn't blessed with that. So that's a good point. It
That's a
could.
very good point.
That's a good point. But you have to realize you are not married to your father. No, some people say you end up marrying your mom and dad, and there may be certain traits or aspects that you may have, but not in its totality in some issues, some situations.
I put you ignoring their ideas and advice. Like if you gave me ideas and advice
Okay,
and I
okay,
ignore
okay,
them,
okay, okay.
but then my friend come right back and tell me the same thing you just told me, and I'm
This
like,
is
yes, that's it. And you like, I just told you that.
yes, that would be one.
So you
Yeah.
ignore your spouse's ideas and
Mhm.
advice, but you listen to someone else to say the same thing and
Mhm.
take it from them instead of taking it from your spouse,
Right.
the person who is there, the person who is gonna go through this with you and support you.
Right.
So that can,
That could definitely be one.
yes,
Yeah,
that
I
part.
feel Madison better marry somebody that work at Lowe's.
Just because they work at Lowe's don't mean they
Well,
know
yeah,
what they're
that's true.
doing.
But I'm
Okay.
saying he better know how to do something. Here's another one that I found that could go both ways. Being that will make your spouse lose respect for you, being superficial. Like I can't hold a decent conversation with you because you're just a surface person.
Mm.
When I was looking at can we talk about politics? Can we talk about religion? Can we talk about finances? Can we talk about entertainment, music, movies? Can we get deep every now and then? Or are you just plainly superficial? Hair, nails, my car, I'm
What
gonna
I'm
get after the
wearing.
bag, what I'm
Yeah.
wearing. Oh, I got to get the new Gucci. I got to get, are you one of those that will cause a man or a woman to lose respect for you, especially if you are someone who has an ounce of intellect and like carrying on a decent conversation every now and then. Some of my most enjoyable times with my wife is us just kicking it about whatever. Not always agreeing.
Nope.
We don't all we don't always agree, but just being able to have an intellectual conversation.
You would know it all.
You will know who, which one, me or Keisha? Are you stating that will cause somebody
Yes,
to
if the
disrespect?
person's a know it all.
Oh,
Right.
okay, yeah.
Right.
Here's another one I
Yep.
found: being overly flirtatious.
Ooh, yeah, that can kill it.
Yeah.
Overly flirtatious.
Overly flirtatious. Yeah. Now you give a little shoulder shrug if we at the car dealership and it's gonna knock our payment down. Okay, I'll let that slide. But leave it at that.
You got any more?
Oh, I got.
I put
I'm
silent
listening.
treatment. The
Say again?
roommate silent treatment.
Okay.
That's the roommate syndrome.
Okay.
Both of y'all living together, you in the house, you married, and nobody talking to each other. That's what I call it, the roommate syndrome. Because I feel like you can lose some respect for your spouse in that sense.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like y'all, that's like the little crack that's all that needs to happen to pull that apart.
That's right.
So that to me, that
LaWanda said Dollar can flirt in the drive-thru. All he needs to get free food. Yeah, that's it. But it stops there.
in the
And plus, you're
drive-thru.
with him, so that's different.
Right.
Like I said, we try to keep this neutral, but here's another one that I found that would make a wife possibly.
Katina said the silent
Okay.
treatment is a form of abuse. It sure is. I read this in a book and pondered on it.
Ooh.
It is definitely a form of abuse. I agree with that 100%.
I never looked at it that way, but wow.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I do too. Here's what may make a woman or wife lose respect for her husband if she makes a considerable more money than he does.
You think so?
Absolutely, I would think, depending on the person. Wait a minute,
What y'all think?
especially in this day and time.
Okay.
With some of the stuff that I hear women saying on. Now, mind you, all these women are single. If a man, I heard a girl say, "Oh, if he makes $100,000, that's cool."
So I have to disagree about the silent. We'll get back to the silent treatment, but go ahead.
Yeah. What was I saying? Yeah. If he's not making more money than her, there are some women who will lose respect for him. And the way you will show it is not defer to him when it's time to make a financial decision. His input or his opinion of it doesn't matter. You'll just do it. You'll give money away to family, friends, that type of stuff.
Not at all on the money.
Okay, this person says not at all on the money. Um, so yeah, so that's Darling. So I have to disagree. Darling, you can expound on it if you choose to.
He disagree about the salary treatment.
It's being abusive. And I think I know what
As
he's
being
going to say.
abusive,
I
or
think he's
as
going to say sometimes it's silent to not say the wrong thing. If I know him the way I think I do. If I know him the way I think I do, I think his point is sometimes you have to be silent in order to calm down and be more conscious of the words that are coming out of your mouth.
or the words that are gonna come out.
Or that are going to come out of your mouth. Right. If I know him the way I think I do, I think that's what he means by that. Which you can look at it both ways.
So
you agree?
But yeah, I can look at it both ways.
Okay.
So you think that by the wife making more money, or the
If she makes a considerable more amount, heavy amount than him, in some instances she can lose respect for him.
Katina said the book illustrated as it being a form of mental control, but Dylan said nail
Nailed it on
so
the head.
you do
Okay,
know
so that's
him.
yeah. So that's what I meant. Yeah.
But I agree.
The book illustrated is it being a form
It
of mental
is.
control.
I think
Huh.
it is.
I
It
wouldn't
plays
mind
with your
reading into
mental.
that.
Yeah, I think that it does. I mean,
But it's abuse.
well, it's
I mean,
like
of
mental
course, I'm not
abuse.
going to
It's under
dispute what the
that.
book said, but I'm just trying to
It's
connect
like a
the
form
two.
of mental abuse.
Hmm.
Because if y'all sitting in the house together, y'all walking past each other. I mean, this can go on for days and weeks. It just depends on who.
So
the
it's like
person is.
punishing.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like
Now I got it.
punishment.
Okay. Now I got it.
Absolutely.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
Right, but not days and weeks of salary treatment.
Right.
Right.
Okay. So if it's a form of punish, okay, that ties it together. Okay.
Absolutely.
That makes sense.
Absolutely.
That makes a lot of sense.
So, do you have any more?
Like controlling punishment. Yeah.
Yeah, like controlling the punishment.
Okay. Let's see, like emotionability. Let's see. We say that one. Public embarrassment.
Oh, Katina, what's the title of the book? Can you post that, please?
Yeah.
Oh, public embarrassment. That's just
Yeah.
that's horrible. I've been there, done that. Not with you, but
I was about to say, huh?
Yeah, I've been there, done that. And that's horrible.
Being embarrassed public.
Yes.
And it made you lose respect for.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, got you. Yeah. Yeah, that's
absolutely.
Yeah.
But that's like not only public, but around your family.
That's public.
Yeah,
anything outside of the house.
I'm just saying that's like around your family or your friends or whatever. That's horrible. Absolutely.
Right. And why would you want to do that? To what does it prove? I don't get that.
Because you got to make yourself look like the bigger person.
There you go.
That's why.
Okay. Go ahead.
So no, I was going to say that all the stuff that we have listed tonight, it can cause bitterness and resentment in your marriage. And those are the two things that you do not want in your marriage.
Right.
Because they only get bigger and they grow.
Right.
So that's what I was going to say. You have to want to change. Like if your spouse or if you have to have the ability to see it, to put in the work to change. Right? Like when I was giving y'all the example of the door situation when somebody tried to break in our house, Savalas and I, we had a talk and we both put in the work. He had to talk with me and we had to talk together and we both put in the work to change. So this is what you're seeing the result of now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And what I had to learn as it comes to like situations like that, my hesitancy was because, she gonna just do what she want to do anyway. Well, and that was of course she is if you don't bring nothing to the table, if you don't bring another option, of course she's gonna do what it is she want to do anyway. So that caused me for years to be hesitant to say anything, because she was just used to doing it. And I don't feel like going back and forth with you. If you want to do it, fine, go ahead. But that doesn't work.
Oh, that's the name of the book. Men are like waffles and women are like spaghetti. I'm gonna have to check that book out because for real.
Okay. So that's an interesting topic. So anyway, so that was my hesitancy for years, that I didn't want to go back and forth because my thing is, look, if there's a situation, if I say let's do this and then you go do what you want to do anyway, I'm like, well, what was the point?
And I feel like sometimes like the spouse doesn't come to you because they know, even though y'all money is together, but they know that they really don't have the money to put in, to put in it at the time.
Right.
But the thing is, it wasn't about the money. It was about, hey, What we gonna do?
I need something.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I need a plan. Give me something.
Yeah.
It wasn't even about that, you know. It was just like, come on, I need a plan.
And that ties back into communication / comprehension. Like she said, we talked about it. And I had to understand. Like we started this early, and she brought it up, and I'm just stuck on this. We always talking about communication in marriage, communication in your relationship. That's just talking. It means nothing if you don't comprehend what is being said to you.
Yep.
I understood her point, and then to not get too much into it. When things like that, I had to realize the marriage that she was in prior to me and what that was, and how a lot of that affected the way she thought about situations. Because her mentality, and you tell me if I'm wrong, was, look, I just left that. I don't want to come back into this again.
Right.
That makes sense?
Absolutely.
That's one of the reasons why I got out of that other situation. I don't want to come here and got to do this all over again. I could have stayed single. So I had to realize that, even not to get too much, even when it came to our wedding, why, how she wanted this big elaborate wedding when we initially agreed to have something small, but over the months it got bigger and bigger and bigger. And it wasn't until she told me how her previous wedding went, that I understood, okay, now I get it. But I wouldn't have known that if she hadn't talked to me and told me.
Right.
And I understood where she was coming from. A lot of stuff she told me made me understand a lot of reasons why she does some of the things she do. And it's so helpful. So then you don't have to, everything is not I don't have to try to figure out, I know why she's doing that. I know why she like over the top stuff. I get
Whatever.
it. I get it,
Whatever.
So
anything that you gonna be over the top. We just different people.
We just different. We just opposite.
But then guess what, y'all? He'd be like, oh, that was good. That was good. I know. Thank you.
I didn't say it don't come out
Thank
right.
you.
I didn't say that.
You're welcome.
It come out bomb. It's just getting to it. Like y'all pray for us as we go into
this retreat
and putting it together. And what's up, B? Putting it together and making sure that her ideas and our ideas mesh and come together. Because I'm praying about these next.
I'm already calling him from the store. I'm like, Savalis, I done found something. Let me. I called you on Duo. I was like, look, do you like this? Do you like this? Because I want it to be special.
Right.
I want it to be special. I want it to be nice. I don't like mess. That's just me. That's
right.
My personality. So
so it's these next couple of months, y'all keep us prayed up because we're gonna need it. Because Keisha want a reaction right then. Like if she show you something that she loves or say something, she want a reaction right then. But what I'm doing is thinking about it and processing. Like, how can this, I'm not ignoring her, but she wants an immediate reaction.
So is anybody else like that? Any other?
She'd be like, oh, you ain't listening to me. I'm like, no, I am listening. I'm processing it.
Now, because Savalas would annoy you in a minute.
See, she didn't hear a word I just said. I'm not ignoring
you. It definitely would be grand. You always do great. Thank you so much.
You all got this much prayers. Yes,
Thank
yes.
you.
We know it's going to be bomb, but yeah, just pray for us. As we go into as we get deep into it.
Yep, I'm the same way LaWanda says. She's the same way.
Which way are you, LaWanda? Like me or like Keisha?
You like me.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Yeah, y'all extroverts. Extroverts.
We're extroverts. So I'm the same way Keisha. See? So thank y'all. Thank y'all for having my back. Thank y'all.
Well,
my husband is like,
well.
So that would drive you a little bit crazy. Okay. And he do be ignoring. He act like he don't. He say
I don't ignore. I just don't respond. Keisha, this is Keisha. If she is excited about it, she wants everybody excited about it. I'm the complete opposite. I'm not like that. Yeah. So anyway, to put a bow on this, everything we said tonight, because we don't want to keep you up here too long. Everything we said tonight about things that will make your spouse lose respect for you, in order to not do that, you do the opposite. You don't publicly embarrass your spouse.
Please don't do that.
You don't take them for granted. You don't talk to them with a rough tongue or rough mouth in a disrespectful manner.
Please let your word be your bond.
Please be consistent.
Please be consistent.
Even
consistent. And don't lie about it.
Be truthful.
Be truthful. Please.
you're not the parent to your spouse. You're the partner to your spouse.
Right.
That's not your child. It just made me think about on Facebook your memories pop up, and on my memories like 2 or 3 days ago, this memory popped up of Keisha and I at a restaurant last year celebrating our anniversary, and I said I gotta go to the I need to go to the bathroom, and Keisha said you need to go to the potty, or you need to go to the potty or something. You remember that?
I remember that. Yeah.
I'm like, who is she talking to?
I can't turn it off.
I haven't potted in years, but anyway, yeah. So, what were some of the other
gaslighting and taking no accountability?
Gaslight. Be accountable for what you say.
Please be accountable for what you say
right.
and do.
What was the other? Some others you said.
Try not to be reactive, but proactive in your decision.
Right.
Like try not to be defensive with your emotions.
That's right. What was the other one?
If you're have a plan.
Have a plan. Yeah. Child care language can't help it. That's right.
Yes.
Give your spouse. Don't make your spouse your dad or your mom. Give your spouse the grace and the room to be themselves as an individual. So just because your dad or mom was one way, don't put that on your spouse. Give them the opportunity to be who it is that they're supposed to be for you.
Because y'all are creating your own.
You're creating your own. Don't let the marriage or the family you came from destroy the one you created.
That's good.
You know what I'm saying?
Or being one-sided as if your spouse is the only one in the wrong in the situation.
Or being one-sided as if your spouse is the only one. Okay, all right, clean slate. Okay, and the other one,
yes.
So
that's acknowledging that you.
Which one?
That's what I had to do. Jesus, I'm getting a cramp.
Oh, stretch. Acknowledging what now?
Stretch.
I'm
Sorry,
stretching.
y'all. But anyway, yeah. So it says acknowledging one-sided. That would be me. Acknowledging. Yeah, I'm learning. I'm learning like y'all.
And see, that's growth.
Yeah, that's growth.
For Keisha,
y'all, I got a cramp.
She got a cramp, so I'm stretching her. For Keisha to admit she's wrong about anything,
exactly.
That's growth.
Exactly.
That's serious growth. I don't take. Thank you.
Yes.
See?
Yes.
See?
Okay.
She's catching the cramp. So anyway, I'm gonna massage this cramp out of her leg. I don't know where it came from. Maybe because she looked too close up on this thing.
Need some electrolytes.
She needs some electrolytes. So thank you all once again for joining us. It's going away. Okay. and we're not phony.
No.
We tell you when we're hungry. We tell you when we got a cramp.
Not hungry tonight.
Great topic. Thank you, Katina.
Thank you.
Thank you all for joining us once again. Like we always say, I'm still a work in progress when it comes to admitting I'm wrong. Well, that lets you know that it's working because you just admitted it.
Massages, yes.
Massages. And I think as long as we marry, there are always going to be things that we're still a work in process for. Don't you agree?
Absolutely. Always.
Something is always going to be a thorn in your side that you have to work on.
Thank y'all for rocking with us.
Thank y'all for rocking with us once again. Our retreat is October the 11th through the 13th. Share the flyer. Tell a friend if you can't make it.
We got one space left.
Only one space left.
Can't wait.
One space left. And again, before we hang up or log off, if you all have any topics that you would like for us to discuss, hit us up.
Yep.
All right.
Thank you.
God bless.
Have a good night.
Y'all have a good one.
Love you.
Miss Van traveling return COVID.
Return with you. Oh, I hope you feel better.
I hope you feel better, Sonya.
All right. Missed you too.
Okay. Still 99. Okay, good. She almost back. Good. Okay.
Let me go get me some mustard.
Okay.
All right, y'all.